let's do a random, fun Sunday live stream with my voice still half gone. I'm way too zoomed in. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? My microphone's way over here. I'm like half prepared right now. I got a hair in my mouth. Whose hair? Who put a hair in my mouth? Who put the bouillon cube in the shower head again? Was it you? Was it you? Who put the bouillon cube in the shower head again? Was it you? Was it me? Was it me? Joe, what's going on, dude? What's going on, guys? Figure we do a random Sunday live stream since I missed it on Friday, since my voice was completely trashed. What's going on, you guys? Bort Forts, Brandon, Chris, what's poppin'? We live, baby. You know it, Kyle. Isaiah, let's go. Canton, Alex, Kayla, Jamie, Cody. What's going on, guys? Small Dog. I don't know where Small Dog went. He was just in here, though. He was begging for a treat earlier. I unfortunately did not have any to give him. Yo, what up? What is up, Canton? I did. Hello from Wisconsin. Hello, Scott. Tanner, I added you on Facebook, my guy. Dude, I've got like 2,000 Facebook messages or Facebook requests that I haven't really gone through. I try to keep Facebook like for the personal stuff, so I don't really accept a lot of friend requests on Facebook. So please don't think anything of it if I don't accept a friend request on there. What it do, Brennan? Hello, how's all? It's not bad. My voice is starting to come back again, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice from all the yelling and the screaming. Hello from Daytona Beach, Florida. What's going on, Scooby? What's going on, Scooby? Subaru, Florida. What's going on? I totally just lost word. Tanner back with the sauce, doing it live. That's what I'm talking about, Mark. What's going on, dude? You good out there?
Oh my God.
Matt will be joining us tonight. Ben, what's going on? New guy, NA, what is up? Back with the sauce, doing it live. Well, I built the chair in here, so that way I didn't have to try to squeeze it in. Here, I'll scoot over. Okay, you'll be back. I'll scoot over for you. Hey, your STI is loud as fuck. Dude, that's just so funny. Dude, it's so loud. It is so loud. I'm like on the temptation of wanting to put a catalytic converter in the car also, just because of like how like it flows so well, which is good, but it also smells like straight butthole every single time I start it. And having it like starting it in the garage all the time isn't good. That's why I've been pulling it out of the garage every time I started or do an idle log or something along those lines. Like I had to do one earlier, and we pulled it out of the garage and did the idle out there. But even so, it reverberates so hard in the garage. Here, man, let me zoom us out. Welcome, Matthias.
Oh, let me get low.
Welcome,
Hi, guys.
Mr.
I just threw on my back.
Matthias, when is that not something new? Where you're not throwing out your back?
That's a good question.
I gotta like. All right, there we go.
This chair is fun.
I know. I have the same chair.
Oh.
I have the same chair, man. Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye, Mel. Hey, man, early live today. Is this new? No, this is just a random Sunday live stream because I missed it on Friday with all the excitement and like everything going on. So I figured we'd do a live stream tonight just for funsies, hang out, kick it, do some things like that. Hi from Australia. Hello, Caleb. Zoomy Dog. Zoomy Dog was zoomy last night. He got a bath. He was running all around. Got the zoomies. Congrats on the car, man. How's it going? Thank you, Caleb. It's going pretty well. We're still adjusting some of the idling maps. Josh and I are, so we're going back and forth on that a little bit with the car. I still can't drive it. The wheel spacers get dropped off on Tuesday because the stock STI 19-inch wheels don't fit over the 4-pot Brimbos. I honestly thought they would.
I had never tried.
I had never tried either.
I
don't know anyone else who's tried.
I guess it makes sense.
I mean,
it's kind of stupid.
I guess the 6-pots are more shallow, and the 4-pots are.
Well, they're further out, so it's like the spot in which the spoke on the inside bends is hitting the front of that.
Well, I figured it'd still fit.
Yeah.
It was close, but.
Yo, it's hot.
A little bit, yeah. Man, I can't get my monitor set for inspection. EGR, evap, oxygen, not ready. You could try doing a hard reset on the car, disconnect the battery for 30 minutes, see if that fixes any of the ready status of that stuff. Hopefully that helps. I've seen that help in the past. I've done things like that, and it seems to work, so fingers crossed on that one. Well, you might know. Forcing ready monitors to go back to a ready state for inspection.
How long?
Hard reset of the battery should do it, right? Disconnect the battery for 30 minutes, let ECU completely reset. And then let it idle to get all of those parameters back.
So you can, I know that if you have state inspections, it needs like 50 miles at least on it. Or else they'll see you just reset it and they'll like flag your shit.
Really?
You could leave the battery unplugged for like 24 hours, or if you want, you can do what's called a capacitive discharge, which is where you unplug both the battery
cables. Yeah, and you do the thing. You're the one. You taught me about that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Also, appreciate the dono, Kyle.
That'll reset stuff.
Dono for a Matt prayer on the live right meow. You got one?
I ain't got one.
We'll let Matt
bless us, O Kyle, for he has given us the monies. That's your prayer.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Sit on it for a little bit. We'll come back to it. What it do? Great. I didn't call you out. Kyle did.
Kyle, you can't call me out like that.
What it do? Great to see the car running. Would you ever consider converting blue to electric power steering over hydraulic? Personally, no. I actually really like the feeling of hydraulic steering over electric. It just gives a more, I want to say like a driver connected feeling than electric power steering racks do. Like electric power steering racks feel great. There's one in the BRZ. There was one in all of my old WRXs. They feel awesome. But for like a full-on race car feeling connected car, I personally just like hydraulic. It's my preference. Everyone's gonna have their taste though. Let's go, boy! Time to drive the beast. Almost have to yell because your hearing might not be so good anymore, dude. It's so loud every time we go to start the car. Every single time.
Actually, when I was doing my video yesterday and I was like scrubbing stuff, and you even warned me about it, as I'm scrubbing stuff in the corner, as soon as it started, I was like,
dude, it's so loud. It's so loud, but it's nice. I like it.
It's like almost blowing out our mics on our cameras.
I like it. I think a resonator will definitely help with some of the droniness in it, because I have a feeling it's going to drone at highway speeds. It doesn't drone when it's just idling. Once it calms down.
That fucker is loud, though.
It's a lot louder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's a lot louder than I thought it would be.
That might be one of the loudest cars I've ever heard.
It is the loudest car I have ever heard.
Yeah.
It is insane. There's for the mini meet next week, because I bumped it to next Saturday since I lost my voice. If any of you guys are local and you guys do want to go to the mini meet, I was debating bringing the STI out there. Now that, assuming that we're able to get it drivable this week, which I think that I will be able to. So if that's the case, I'm going to drive it out to the little mini meet and bump it out there. It'll be fun. Who knows what will cause a high EGT sensor to keep going off? Well, high EGTs will. That's one thing. It could be a voltage issue with the EGT sensor. If you want, you could follow the wiring back to make sure none of the wiring is damaged, melted, or anything like that. And that should give some indication. If the wiring is good, it might be the sensor itself. Or it could just be the fact that your EGTs are much higher than they should be. Also, Kyle, appreciated the other donut, man. Here is some more burrito monies for you too. Matt Prayer Hands burned up vacuum. No, we didn't have burritos today. I had a Big Mac for the first time today.
We sat in Sonic's line for like 20 minutes without even being noticed.
They straight up ignored us. Straight up ignored us.
Coney.
I was also looking forward to that Coney. I saw the comment, drink some tea. I'm not a big tea drinker. I don't really like tea that much. I've had coffee and now I'm having a root beer. Probably not the best thing for my throat. I've also been sucking down cough drops too, which has seemed to have been helping with the soothing action of my throat. It sounds like I went through.
So the issue is you're still using it and trying to.
Dude, I always.
All excited and he's blowing.
There's exciting things happening.
What if you sound like this forever?
There's exciting things happening. Ready to gap everything. I definitely won't gap everything, but I do think that the STI is going to surprise a lot of people. It won't gap everything out there. There's always the thing if there's always a bigger fish to fry or something along those lines. It will definitely put car lengths on a lot of cars. I will say that, but it won't put car links on every car.
The street.
It'll be fun. Appreciate the Dono Amir. Sorry, dude, my voice is like so bad right now. What up, Tanner, man? The EG33 is sounding nasty, but yeah, definitely needs mufflers or something. So I was thinking about doing one 4-inch muffler, because we were looking at it earlier. We were like, where are we going to put mufflers in this thing? What if we just put one on the mid-pipe coming straight back, just one like 4 or 5-inch muffler with a resonator before it, so that way that one muffler is just quieting down both sides.
Like on the mid-pipe?
Yeah, like it's definitely not going to be as effective as
I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised at how well 4-inch exhaust fits on that.
It fits surprisingly well.
Like it actually has room underneath it somehow.
Yeah, if you guys
my car, it doesn't.
If you guys are ever curious on if you can fit a 4-inch turbo back on your STI, you can. It's definitely doable. Like all the way back. And I'm really glad that I stuck with a full-on exhaust versus doing a hood dump or a fender dump.
Yeah.
I like having the full exhaust action of it.
It's fun. It's just not fun to put on.
It's not fun to put on. It could have been made easier though. From Ontario, Canada. What's going on, Jared? The next best feeling to it breathing its first breath. Is it moving under its own power? Honestly, I was really surprised that it moved under its own power the first time I tried.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be some weird drivetrain issue. No, it just took off like a normal.
It looked good.
Yeah, it took off like a normal car. And surprisingly, I'll have to let you move it out of the garage next time if you want to. That clutch feels factory.
Yeah.
It's a twin disc, and it feels really, really, really well.
Which one was that?
The ACT Mod Twin.
Yeah.
Which, shout out to ACT for
and that was
sending
their
that
newer
over.
one that they had like just came out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels fantastic. If anybody's actually highly contemplating like a high horsepower build and you want a really good clutch that still feels really well, the ACT Mod Twin feels fantastic. It's a fantastic feeling clutch. Can only imagine your reaction once tuned in doing some closed road polls. Closed road polls. Dude, I'm so excited to get on the dyno. There's still a handful of things I need to do before we can even get the car to the dyno. I need to add an oil cooler. We're going to do a top mount oil cooler on the car, and I'm going to utilize the factory hood scoop to actually feed the oil cooler with fresh air. So I need to add an oil cooler to it. I need to fix that one coolant leak on the upper part of the radiator hose that goes to the coolant crossover. I need to clean up the firewall, some more like wiring harnesses. There's still no gasket between the throttle body and the intake manifold. Whole bunch of small stuff. We need the other intake manifold back from the new fabricator out in New York who's doing that manifold for us. There's some more adjustments here and there that we need to make on the car, but it's getting there. I'm estimating maybe a month and a half-ish before it gets onto the dyno at Josh's. I also need to get the tires for the work wheels that we have in the garage right now. I need to get them mounted, which I might just have your work mount them.
You're actually taking it to Josh?
Yeah, I'm trailering the car to Josh. It's going on. There's no way I'm doing road pulls in that car to try to get logs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Josh is going to be like, I need a third to fifth from 5,000 to 9,000 RPM.
Don't worry about it. Just get on the freeway, just punch.
I'll be like, Josh, I'm going to be going like 200 miles an hour on the street.
Yeah.
No, it's going to his dyno. That car is not a car that you can road tune. There's no way in hell. And with the standalone, the hardest part, because Josh and I were talking about this, the hardest part about the standalone is getting it set up and getting the car started. Mm-hmm. He himself said once the car started and we figured out all those parameters, getting everything set up, it gets a lot easier. And getting that thing set up was a huge pain. Because that's my thing. I'm cheap.
Well, there's like weird hidden parameters that you don't know about it.
There's weird things hidden in the ECU that you have to try to find. Like the big thing for me was, I didn't want to pay someone to do it. I can't afford to pay shops.
And
like
you're gonna do a tune and a revision.
Yeah.
Revision.
Yeah, and I talked to a couple shops, and just to get a base map set up for that car, if I were to go through a shop, it's like $900.
Yeah.
Just because it's a
and
standalone.
After revisions and everything, you're probably gonna be up to like 15 plus.
Yeah, and it's wild. Like I genuinely, and that's where I try to become relatable with like everyone is. I try to learn this stuff so that way I don't have to pay shops. That's how like I started working on cars. Like with my old 350Z, I remember I bought that car. I was in the Army. I was 18 at the time. I bought this 350Z. And I remember taking it to the Nissan dealer because I thought I was the hottest shit, man. I bought some red silicone hoses for my 350Z for all the coolant lines. I took it to Nissan. I was like, hey, can you guys install these for me? Because I was in the middle of Louisiana. There's not any performance shops where I was. And I remember Nissan charged me, I legit want to say it was like $450 to install coolant hoses and like burp the cooling system. Now, if I were to look back on that,
you're like, yes.
I was like, yes,
sick. They're red.
Yes, I got red coolant hoses. I was pumped, dude. I was hype. I was big hype right there.
Yeah.
But like that's how it started. I was like, dude, I can't afford to buy parts and then pay somebody else to install them. I remember being in the parking lot of my old barracks, installing sway bars on that 350Z on jack stands in the parking lot. In the parking lot. Like, I mean, that's how it started for me.
I think I'm pretty sure on my SRT at one point in time I painted the valve cover in a car wash. I'm not even kidding. The one that's downtown by the Arco as you're heading down the... Dude, I was like, man, this would look so
Wait a minute.
I was like 20 years old.
Did you go to the car wash, take off the valve cover on the car?
I was 20 years old. I went into the car wash, dude, and I was like, fuck it. I was sitting there with my friend Chris, and it's like, dude, this shit would look hella good if it was black. And then I was like, deal. We went to like Pep Boys or something. I bought black spray paint and shit. We pull up in there, pop the hood. I'm like, this isn't going to be hard.
Did you take it off or you paint it in the engine bay?
I took it off. And then I put a towel over it. I was sitting there, dude, I occupied a stall from like 10 o'clock at night until 1 in the morning.
Oh,
and then I was
God.
like, you think it's cured yet? And now I look back on anything I did when I was younger and I'm like, that kid's an idiot.
Dude, I look back on things that I did earlier in videos that I made, and I question some of the things that I did, which is good. Which is good because
I mean, as long as
you
looking
learn
back
and
at
you
your
grow.
past self,
Yeah.
like, you can be different versions of yourself. As long as you look at your old self and you go, man, that kid was fucking stupid. Then it's like, anything you're doing now, it may still be stupid, but it's less stupid than that.
That's true.
And that means progress. You're coming up.
Wait, your prior service? I'm new. Sorry, I am. So I was Army for 5 years. I was a 15 whiskey, a UAS operator. So I flew drones, did one deployment, all the fun stuff. Stationed down in Fort Polk, Louisiana. It was a very hot and humid place. Pleased you got it running, mate. Hard work always pays off. Dude, there were so many roadblocks and so many... Like, half of the I'm going to be straight up honest. Half the problems we faced on the STI were self-induced problems. I caused the problems. And a lot of it stemmed from me cutting the wire harness initially. Like, that's where all the problems started. Because when I remember, I got the FSM for the car. I looked at the wiring harness. I was like, all right, I'm running a standalone in the car. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. And then I cut it all out. and then months
you shot before you aimed on that.
I did not think that one through, and that was a big self-induced problem. So I hope nobody else does that, because there's no need. Don't do that.
I do that all the time.
Don't.
With everything.
Don't.
Like mittens, when I tore it down, I was like, not gonna use this. Not gonna.
I
use
do
this.
the same problem.
This thing,
that's
that's gone.
I've told myself I do the same problem where I will tear down a car. I will go to build a car. And then I will take all of the parts that I'm like, I'm not using these. I will never use these. And I throw, and then I throw them away. And 3 months later, I'm like, why did I throw these away?
I never think about the other things too. Like if we sit there and we're like, I don't need these headers. I'm gonna get new ones. I don't need this. I'm gonna get a new one. I don't need this intercooler. I'm gonna get a new one. And there's like brackets and things and other stuff and sensors that go with it. It's like each one of those sensors or brackets are like $200.
Sensors are expensive. I bought,
and I'm just like, yeet!
Dude, in sensors alone on just the STI, I realistically think I spent like $2,000.
Yeah.
On just sensors.
Dude, they get expensive. Even with a discount, they're still expensive.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Damn! That is sick as hell. Congrats on getting the STI started up and running too. That's so sick. Hey, appreciate it. Kyle, how much of a dono for Matt to shave his mustache on a live?
Dude, I already trimmed it up. He was looking real bad on like...
We're not losing the stash.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it forever.
We're not losing the stash. Well, Matt's not losing his stash. Let me specify that. I would lose mine. No, I would. I'd have to shave
$40 is
I'd have
$40.
to shave. Oh my god. What it do? Great to see the car running. Would you ever consider? Oh no, that was the electric power steering or electric power steering rack one. I would not. I like my hydraulic. Track down my P0346 camshaft position sensor issued to a bad harness. Had to order a new one from Subaru. So here, future thing for that.
Closing that.
Close it.
It's hot as hell.
It is hot. For things like that, like it's all right to buy a brand new harness. If your harness is thrashed, by all means buy a new one. To save yourself money in the future, after building the harness for the STI, harness repair really isn't hard. Mm-hmm. And like, don't get me wrong, dealerships will tell you need an entire new harness because we'll use an example, a mouse chewed through 3 wires. Not necessarily the case. After doing what I've done, you will get the same, like you might encounter a very small voltage drop if you crimp a wire wrong. If you are crimping a wire the correct way, you will not see any voltage drop if you're repairing or extending a harness. I've done it multiple times on the STI out in the garage. All my voltages check out. You just have to make sure you're doing it the right way. But there's still nothing wrong with buying a new harness, especially when you get like a fresh new minty one. They are nice. Also, David, appreciate the dono, dude. What about to shave your head and leave the beard? Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Never. Dude, I'm already balding, all right?
Same.
Let me enjoy the little bit of hair that I have.
I'm holding on to what I got, okay?
Let me hold on to the little bit of hair that I have. My dad's bald, which means I'll probably bald one day.
Why do I look 420 stony? I smile a lot.
Matt does smile.
I got little baby eyes when I smile.
You're my hero. I'm listening to you while driving my WRX. Flat 6 WRX? Do it. Do it. Just learn from my mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes I made, man. I did a JDM EJ205 on an 08-ish Forester. Got compression videos before I bought it. I love it. It runs fine on the EJ255 mapping from an OTS Stage 1 tune. Interesting. It's kind of cool that it runs. I've never actually tried. How does that work, though? Because the OTS tune would have to be for an ECU, so the ECU would have to be for a 2.5 liter if you're running a 2 liter. I'm very confused on how that works.
Wizardry.
It is wizardry. In your ECU research, did you look into Fuel Tech? Digital Dash ECU in one with a harness for $1,000 seems like a good deal. I personally haven't looked into Fuel Tech, to be honest. I've never even heard of Fuel Tech up to a couple weeks ago. Personally, I've been really happy with the Haltech standalone. Now that I'm like somewhat more confident with the program and the user interface of how everything works, it's a very it's like a very user friendly interface. It's easy, like the Nexus software. When I went from the ESP software to the Nexus software, like it took me a little bit of a transition to be like, all right, they moved these parameters here, these parameters there, these parameters there. But once you figure out the layout of everything, it's so user friendly. Like I've been really happy with my Haltech so far. But for Fuel Tech, I have no experience with Fuel Tech. I didn't even know of Fuel Tech before a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know, for $1,000, I mean, it seems like it's too good to be true. But then again, every standalone's going to be different. Like, we'll use Haltech for example, because that's what I have experience with. Like, you have the Haltech 750, 1000, 1500, 2500, 2000. All of these ECUs give different parameters or different features for what you can and can't do with a car. Like, some of them will only support up to a 4-cylinder. Mm-hmm. Some of them will only support up to a 6-cylinder. The one that we have out in the garage supports up to a 8-cylinder. I think you can expand it more to go to a 10-cylinder, maybe. I don't know.
Because Haltech, they have like their different little boxes and stuff you can plug into.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Which makes it nice. AEM is similar in regard to that, like their AEM Infinity, their digital dash and everything like that. Like we have the AEM digital dash on the garage that we'll be using in the future also on one of the builds. But like having a good user interface for that stuff is, I like it. It makes life easy. Fuel Tech, I don't know too much about. How much was the Haltech setup dash harness ECU? More than $1,000. So the ECU and the harness together, because you buy those together. I bought mine together. That was about $2,100, I want to say. And then the digital dash was another $1,000. So just in software and things like that, I don't know, $2,300 for it all. No, that's way off. More like $3,000, or like $3,000 for it all. But it really, like I said, it really comes down to what your application is, what you're using the car for, what your setup is, what features you want, what features you don't want, things of that nature. The Fuel Tech is the most basic, only 4-cylinder for my research. Well, there you go. If you're doing a 4-cylinder, Fuel Tech might be the way to go then. You just have to remember that each ECU or each standalone is going to support different things. Questions you may need making over 1,000 horsepower. Do you think you will put the wing back on for the downforce? Matt, do I put a wing back on the car?
Put a big wing.
Like APR again?
Yeah.
Veris? OEM? S209?
Like the APR.
I kind of want to do the Veris one. I kind of like the Veris.
I
can pull up a picture of it. I'll pull a picture of it so that way we can all look. That way we can all look at the Veris wing. Why are we down there? Let's move us up there. Window capture. My voice is so gone. Doop. Veris.
The one they have in Forza.
Veris wing, 2017 STI. We'll just do that. Veris wing STI. We'll go images. I don't think it's a bad looking wing. It's a little more boxy on the end plates, but aside from that, I looked at Kyle's up at TMG. He has this wing. Yeah. And it gives you a lot more.
Adjustment.
It gives you a ton more adjustment. And after the issue that I had with my APR wing on the 05 STI, I don't know if I want to do that again. Like, that was awful. Yeah. APR's hardware sucks.
Yeah, they're like a one-time use for whatever reason.
It's legit like a one-time use locking bolt. I do like how Veris wind tests it all, too. I don't know if APR does. I haven't.
Because APR's is all like super intricate.
They have a.
And they're so like intricate in how they've designed everything that they almost look weird.
Yeah, it's an expensive wing.
This is like just a old school single foil.
It's a very expensive wing. I don't know if I want to spend $2,000.
How much was the APR?
Less than that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go APR. I don't know. What for without end plates? Is this leaking on me? Why did my pants just get wet? Like my sock just got wet. That was weird. But yeah, I don't know. At some point, yes, we will put a wing back on the car, whether it's OEM, whether it's a big wing, whether it's a wing. A wing will go back on the car. Congrats on getting it running. Hey, thank you. Yo, Tanner, congrats. You did it. We did it, Cameron. We did it. I'm late, but you're going to want to look into those chassis braces I've been telling you about for that amount of power. The STI actually has a lot more chassis bracing than I think a lot of people actually think. Like, when I built that car originally, just for the 400 horsepower, I had a lot of chassis bracing in the car. I've got a lot of the JDM stuff. First, I'm like a JDM fanboy when it comes to OEM parts. I don't know why. Like I told you,
OEM plus.
like I bought fog light bezels for the car the other day, and I'm gonna make them work one way or another. I told you were there when I bought them. I bought the OEM JDM fog light ones that I had before. I kind of regret selling them because I could have just made them work.
I was gonna say, you don't have anything right now, do you?
I don't have any. I have no fog light bezels.
Yeah.
But we'll make them work one way or another. If I have to trim them down, I'll trim them down. It's whatever. It's not the end of the world. No one's gonna see the backside of them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I like the OEM plus parts. Like my mirrors. Like you can't even get those mirrors anymore. I love those mirrors.
It's a comfort chair.
That is a comfy chair right there. Go with the S209 wing. It would look sick. I honestly hate the S209 wing. I hate it. I do not like it. Like, let me pull a picture of it. S209 STI wing. STI wing. I don't like this wing. I think it's ugly. Like, it's just personal taste. I am covering it up with our faces again over here. I just don't think it's a good looking wing.
Yeah.
Nothing about this wing just looks good to me. Like, I don't like how it just mounts in the center of the trunk right there. The end plates look like they're backwards to me.
I was about to say that.
Like, it looks like this left end plate should be on the right and the right one should be on the left. I don't know. It's not the wing for me. Like, on the full kit, I still think that this wing looks weird.
It looks too small for that.
It looks way too small. Small. SMOL.
Small.
So, no, I don't know. I've never been a fan of the S209 wing. Tanner, I want to get Fortunato 500 for my 06 STI. Any thoughts? Fantastic coilovers if you can afford them. Personally, I can no longer afford Fortunatos with their price increases. Fantastic coilovers if you can't afford them and they are in your price range and they are in your budget. Great options. Personally, I've used BC Racing on a lot of cars. They're more budget friendly. I'm gonna prove that one. Any car that I've used BC Racing on, I have never had an issue with. The only issue I ever had with my BC Racing coilovers in the past was probably 5 years ago, and it was on my 07 STI, and one of the locking collars on the bottom of the rear coilover seized, and no matter what I did, I could not unseize it. That's the only issue I've ever had with BC Racing. You can get a set of BC Racing coilovers with Swift springs for the exact same price as a base set of Fortunatos. Like,
that's like $12.50.
You run BC. You like BC. I run BC on the Evo. I've got BC Racing coilovers on the Evo.
And BC back in the day, they had like valving issues, and I'll attest to that. But they've stepped their stuff up. I've had BCs on Chewy for like, what was I saying, like 45 to 50,000 miles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I installed them at like 180,000 miles.
Yeah.
And I haven't even really done a rebuild or anything, and they still work perfectly fine.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. To an extent, you get what you pay for, but also on the other side of that, to an extent, you pay for the brand name for some of the stuff that you buy. Like, keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody, I keep asking this around. Is it worth trading up my STI from WRX? Is it worth trading up to the STI from my WRX? It means getting the DC to CD and STI drive. It really comes down to what you're doing with the car. Like, that's the end result, is what do you plan on doing with the car? I don't normally suggest people get STIs unless they want the STI 6-speed, the DCCD. The SI drive, honestly, I don't even consider that a feature of the STI. It's really, you'll never use it. And if
it's just throttle mapping.
Yeah, if you do use it, you're going to use it with a custom Pro Tune, and it's going to change your maps. And to be honest, if you have 3 maps selected, you're probably always going to have it on the full Chooch map. Like, let's be real here. I don't think... did I miss the Evo videos this week? No, I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to work on the Evo tomorrow. I was trying to get the STI driving yesterday, and I just didn't happen. So I'll be going to work on the Evo tomorrow at the shop. But honestly, with the whole STI WRX thing, if you're just planning on daily driving the car, you're not going to be doing any like hardcore track driving, hardcore spirited driving. Get the WRX. Like, the FA20 is not a bad engine. It's not a bad platform at all. For sub 400 horsepower, it's a fantastic car. If you are wanting something post 450 plus horsepower, get the STI. It's going to be easier to make power. You don't have to run a standalone fuel controller. You don't have to add different intake manifolds around port injection and direct injection. For 90% of the people, I'd say a WRX is just fine. If you really want the STI just to say you have an STI, by all means, go for it. But it really comes down to what you're going to be doing with the car. FA24 swap into the FA20. I believe it'll be a direct drop-in. Like, after looking at the FA24 and the BRZ.
They're pretty similar as far as size.
Buy a new BRZ. I have a new BRZ, Steve. You know I got a BRZ. I will say the Toyota D4S system is probably one of my favorites for fuel systems, though. I love that fuel system. 8 injectors from the factory. Talk to me into it. COD P0031, whole bunch of codes. After a cat delete, tuner said it'd be fine, but AFR stuck at 14.7 and 2 code won't come off. Which codes will not come off? We'll take a look at the codes. Bagged versus coilovers. Honestly, I love my bags. I have bags on the BRZ. You guys know this. The STI used to be bagged. You've ridden in bagged
bags
cars.
aren't
bad. They're not bad. They're
a little more to like
it's
try and take care of. Installation's obviously a little harder, but
I wouldn't even say it's harder. It's just more time consuming. Like, you helped me install
Yeah.
the bags. It wasn't hard by any means.
yeah, it's just more time consuming.
Yeah, it's just more time consuming.
I
Having adjustable ride height on the fly is really nice.
was gonna say, especially if you want to like park and squat.
Let's be honest. You see a bagged car, they look good. I think bagged cars look good. Slammed on the ground, I like them. I'm not someone who's like, I hate stance cars or anything. I like stance cars. I think they look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Would I personally own one with negative 15 degrees of camber? Probably not, but I can appreciate it, and I think they look cool. I like them. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But for bags, I love bags. I would say that bags, this is purely personal opinion here. I would say that bags are better for a daily driver than coilovers. If you're going like straight track driving, spirited driving, or you want coilovers or you can't afford bags, coilovers are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. If bags are an option for you, I would say get bags if you're just daily driving the car.
And you're able to lift it when you need to.
Yeah, like you can lift it when you need to. You don't have to slam it on the ground. You don't have to be static. I don't like driving static cars. It like gives me this weird like feeling whenever I scrape my frame on the ground. I'm like
Yeah, if you're trying to just.
I just hate the sound.
Yeah.
What header am I using on the Flat 6? It is a custom built twin scroll exhaust manifold. Tanner, do a fully built Talon all-wheel drive. Tanner, so a fully built Talon all-wheel drive came up for sale near me for a really good price. When I finish my GC, should I check it out? Yes. Yes, Eagle Talons are dope. They got 4Gs.
Good old DSM.
They got 4G. It's pretty much just DSM.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think they're 6-bolt DSMs. Chris, if you're in here, you'll know. I'm pretty sure that the DSMs are all 6-bolt or 7-bolt. I know my Evo's 7-bolt, and I think that's how many caps are on the crank.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. Or no, I think it's a flywheel.
Because the Talon's
Might be
just
the
going to be a
flywheel.
different Eclipse.
Yeah.
Like the.
I like them. I like
forget the other
Eclipses.
one.
I like DSMs.
Yeah. I've heard they're having the same issues that SRTs are. Because Chris was trying to build another.
Where parts are getting discontinued.
Eclipse.
I'm having the same problem with my Evo.
Yeah.
They're discontinuing parts for the Evo. And that's why I want to get the Evo build going, so that way, before they discontinue all these parts, I can at least enjoy my Evo. Like, fuck.
I'll never enjoy my SRT.
Your SRT is the equivalent to my Evo.
Yeah.
It's
just going to sit there.
Well, I'm going to get mine working. That's my goal. Dude, that's the goal.
They just have to pay, like...
That's the
4
goal
times
for
more
this year.
Little parts I need.
Man, all the cars have to run. The Neon, Chewy, Mittens, the STI runs now. The BRZ runs. Next up for me is the Evo.
We're on month 3. You got
Hey,
2 more months.
Hey, you're way.
If I do it by, like, December 28th, is that still okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's this year.
Okay.
This year. It is a 6-bolt. Okay, that's what I thought. How much horsepower is the EG? Well, mine will put out... So with my engine, I don't think... people who came to the channel a little bit later, I don't think fully understand how built the car actually is. There is not a single thing on that engine that is stock at this point. The crankshaft we sent out to be nitrated, polished, heat treated. We have custom pistons in the car. They're custom CP pistons. We have Manley rods. It's been closed decked, 1/2-inch head studs. The heads are ported, polished. We have all aftermarket buckets.
Is it out front that did the closed decking?
Yeah. Out front did the closed decking.
I
on
didn't
the
realize
EG.
they offered that.
Yeah. And they also do EZs, if you want to do EZ. So that engine is fully built, fully capable. The only thing that's not done to that engine that I'd like to do in the future is a dry sump.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very, very expensive to do.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it is fully built. That engine is capable of... Well, we don't know how much horsepower. Like, even... Matt was with me when we were assembling the long block, and remember that piece of paper said everything was kind of uncharted territory?
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people have done this. There's
Yeah, even during assembly, it was like we don't have a positive value
Yeah.
for what to set this
Like
to or that.
Yeah, like when we were assembling it, the document that we got, and it wasn't like your standard document that you'd give like an EJ or something like that, where it's been revised in like 2000 and it hasn't changed since then. Like this was somebody that typed out a document.
Yeah.
And sent
It's
it
like
to
a Word
me.
document, just kind of sent with somewhat decent instructions.
Yeah.
Almost like questioning
The head
everything
stud
they're saying.
the head studs came with ball bearings. You remember that?
Yeah.
And on the instructions it said if the head stud sits too deep into the engine, you need to drop a ball bearing into the engine and then put the head stud in to make it protrude out farther.
I totally forgot about all that. That was so weird.
Remember, I had to grind the head studs down.
Yeah.
I ground down all of the heads, well, 4 of them. The front 2 that sit under the internal cam gears. I had to grind down all those head studs to make them a little bit shorter so they wouldn't hit the cams.
And wasn't there like a revised tightening sequence and like...
Yeah. Yeah, and we were
normally set these to like 70 foot-pounds, but I think you should probably try like 95?
Ours was 130.
Oh, shit.
Our head studs were torqued down to 130.
If those heads ever lift, I just throw it away.
Just throw the whole engine away. The trans will definitely die before the engine, I can tell you that much. That engine is so ungodly overbuilt. It'll take I honestly don't know how much power it'll take. Like I genuinely don't know.
I mean, with how people push like underbuilt engines,
yeah.
that thing you could probably make like 15 to 16 on before it really like
Stresses and it's
itself.
like, ugh.
Yeah.
I do think that we could probably push that engine to 1,500 horsepower.
Yeah.
I won't because it's a very expensive engine. The farthest I personally will push the EG is 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
I will push the EG to 1,200 horsepower, and that's where I will cap it. That's a lot of horsepower. That's what, 300
That's
horsepower?
they're trying to do like...
No, that's what, 250 horsepower per cylinder?
No, that's 300.
3, 6, 9... No, it's not.
Oh, no. I thought for
That's 200 horsepower per cylinder, which really isn't bad.
We're bad at math.
Yeah, we are bad at math. Don't ask us how we just put engines together. I don't know. I just saw something. Tanner, shout out to David Black for helping me out on the Discord. Brothers community is amazing. David is a trooper in the Discord. That man holds that place down. 92 Talon TSI all-wheel drive. I like Eagle Talons. Would I ever do a VR6 build? At some point, I honestly think yes. Even though Volkswagen did me dirty, my Volkswagen did me dirty, I wouldn't mind doing a VR6. Wait, VR6 is the Volkswagen one, right?
That's the offset
3.3.
Yeah.
I would do an older Volkswagen, to be honest.
Yeah.
They don't seem bad. The newer ones they scare me a little bit, to be honest.
Plastic everything.
They scare me a little bit.
There are parts on that motor that were made out of plastic that should never be made out of plastic.
The oil pan.
Yeah, it was all weird.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Scared me.
Samina, do you have an air oil separator in the BRZ? Not yet, I don't. The BRZ won't be getting an air oil separator. It'll be getting a set of catch cans. The BRZ will be getting boosted in the next couple of months, so keep an eye out for that one. That'll be a fun one also. Don't feel bad. I'm bad at math too. Literally the only subject I fail. I mean, I don't think I'm terrible at math. I mean, I got all the way up to calculus 2.
You know what's weird? In high school, I got up to trig. And then as soon as I started the trig class, like a week in, I was like sick the first week, and then I came in like the second week and I looked at everything and I was like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, how the hell did I get it?
How did the square equal a triangle when it's
And then
subtracted a circle?
In college, for some reason, I forgot all algebra and I just went full like.
Oh my god.
Lost it.
Also, Ravenchild, appreciate the dono, dude. Congrats on getting her running on her own power. Thank you, my man. It was an exciting day. As you can tell, my voice is still coming back to me slowly. So what's your take on open bell mouth versus divorced downpipes? Is really so how I look at for downpipes, if you're deciding whether you want a bell mouth or a divorced, if you plan on going external wastegate, get a bell mouth. If you plan on staying internal wastegate, stay divorced. That way, because if you have a divorced downpipe on an external wastegate car, you're not even utilizing the divorce in it. There's no point in having it. So that's how I typically tend to look at them. If you're going external wastegate, get a bell mouth. If you're staying internal wastegate, get a divorced. If you do, I'll give you a free cylinder head. If I lift a head, we get a free cylinder. Oh no, if I do the VR6.
Oh.
Is that the VR6 or is that for this? I don't know what Luke. I don't know what that's in reference to. That's not Luke.
Oh no, it's not.
They're both just orange.
God.
Matt.
That's really throwing me off.
Oh my goodness. Bro, so pumped for you. I was screaming when it happened and when it started too. Dude, for real. It was so much fun. It was so much fun finally getting that thing started. Like, I'm sure when you get the neon started, you'll probably feel the same amount of excitement.
Or since it's sat for so long, it'll start up and knock right away.
It's
and then I'll
either
just, like, look at everything.
I really don't think the neon will knock. I think when like after like
that
even,
engine was so nice when I got it back.
it's still nice. It's still nice. Put a damper in the engine.
Just fill it full of.
Just put a damper in.
It should be fine. I kept filling it with oil and turning it around and stuff.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stress it. Well, you guys are better than I am. I had to do remedial algebra in college. Didn't even count towards math credits. They made me do the same thing when I went to college.
I did that because I took a year off from school, and when I came back, you had to take like the compass test.
Yeah.
And it put me in Math 98.
Same.
I was like, what the fuck?
Same.
And then I was like, am I stupid?
Yeah, I know.
And then I couldn't pass it, and I was like, I am stupid.
How did you learn so much about cars and able to do your own engine build? Honestly, trial and error. Like, the only way you're gonna learn to do these things is by just doing them. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Like all the issues, all the problems, all the self-induced trauma that I gave myself when putting that car together was me learning. And that's one reason why I like filming a lot of this stuff is you can see the growth. You can see when like you make the mistake and then like weeks, days, hours, minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, I should have just done this, or I learned all this. So now next time I go to do it, it's all nice and buttery smooth. Like one thing that I wish now that I know for next time is the next time I build an engine harness, I need to pre-plan it better than I did before. Because you saw that first revision of coil packs that I did where I had all the powers coming out and then I had grounds going everywhere before I fixed it. I fixed it so it's not nearly as bad. But like the first time I did it, I was like, I hate everything about that. I hate what I just did. And
I know it really is like everything is trial and error.
100%. And you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, you're not going to learn how to do it right without first doing it wrong. Even if you're being trained on it. Like I can tell you, from my standpoint, I oversee like 25 technicians. They still mess things up and then learn it as they go.
Yeah.
Regardless, and that's factory trained. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like literally everything I do is all on the fly learning. I never went to mechanics school, engineering school, anything like that. It's just like reading a 10-year-old Naziok form or a 10-year-old Corvette form or something that has the topic that I'm trying to learn. I'll read it, I'll go do it. I'll either do it successfully or I'll do it wrong and then I got to do it again. Like honestly, that's the best way to learn how to do this stuff, you guys. Like I said earlier, it started out with me doing sway bars in the parking lot of my old barracks when I lived in Louisiana, to now being able to build or do engine swaps, wire in an entire standalone, set up a standalone, build engines. Like you just got to keep practicing at it. Like honestly, best way to do it. My manager at Subaru even advised me to get the Talon. He said Subarus just aren't affordable to build. I will agree that Subarus are not the most affordable platform to build.
There are cheap ways to do things, but
there's cheap ways to do things, but for money per horsepower, if you're just looking to go in a straight line, a Subaru is not the car for you. Yeah, Subaru's not the car. Also, Fox Tanner, you're totally helping with the VR6 Beetle build down. You know what I've always wanted? You know how Bart next door has the old Beetle? I want an old Beetle like that, and I want to do like a 257 swap into it.
We've already tried to talk to him about.
I know. I told him if he ever sells he has like a '69 Beetle. I told him if he ever sells this thing, let me know. I will buy it. We'll put it.
Dude, I will build him an engine.
We have two EJs out in the garage.
Enough out there, yeah.
We have enough EJs out in the garage where we can build it.
Let us throw a Subaru engine in your bug.
We could do it, even just stock.
Yeah,
it'd be a blast.
Yeah.
What if we did an air-cooled EJ 257?
That'd be weird.
That would be. I don't think it would work. I think it would overheat.
Need a drag build. Fill it with cement.
Oh, cement the case halves. Oh, dude.
14-to-1 compression.
We're doing our own closed decking now with cement. Sold my FXT. Don't hate me. Why don't you sell it to me?
Yeah.
I like me some Foresters. I still want a Forester. The day will come when I get my Forester, Matt. It won't be today. It won't be tomorrow. But we will get a Forester. How did you and Matt become friends? I think it was I didn't know you before I left for the Army. It was when I came back.
Yeah.
And it was, I remember I went to Tyler's one day because Tyler was tearing apart. Our buddy Tyler, he used to have it was an 02 or 03 bug eye, I don't remember. It had a really janky JDM 6-speed.
Yeah.
And I mean janky. That thing had problems.
We didn't even know if the final drives were paired up correctly.
No, the first time I met Matt, I remember. Also, Kyle, appreciate the dono, dude. I'm looking at getting a high horsepower EJ257 short block from Crawford. How much should I set aside to do the whole swap? I already know I should get an 07 or 08 STI trans.
Yo, Crawford is expensive.
Crawford is really expensive. Honestly, if I were you, I'd look into Outfront. Like, Crawford makes some really good engines, but they're also really, really expensive. And for the quality that you're getting, you could get one for cheaper from Outfront. That would be my personal preference on that. But what is your definition of high horsepower? You got to let me know on that one, just that way I can advise a little bit more. But I remember the day I met Matt, because Matt used to live over by our buddy Tyler. He came over, and this is when I had my 07 STI. It was my UGM one. And Matt came over, and he had just installed, it wasn't your Grimspeed top mount. It was a different one.
God, what the hell was that?
I don't even remember. You had some top mount that you just installed on Chewy.
Do you remember how...
Yeah, it fit like
that thing
ass.
was bent.
I remember looking at it, I was like, oh, okay.
CX Racing.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Because we were just bullshitting the car, and like, I was like, I'm going to see how much horsepower I can make on this car without doing shit.
It was something along those lines.
It's a CX Racing. It was like fat as hell, but
yeah,
fit horribly.
So I mean, in the end, I ended up meeting Matt through mutual friends, and then we both ended up moving into the same apartment complex together, and we just started doing stuff together, and now we're here. Now we're here.
That's the story.
Doug, was my drive hoodie supposed to have a Smedia logo on the left shoulder? I got it during the giveaway. Yes.
On the back?
Yeah, it's supposed to have one on the back.
It's not right here, but it's like, I don't have mine.
Yeah, it's supposed to have one on the back. There's a drive hoodie right there. Will you grab that one? It's supposed to have one on the back. That has one on the back, right? I ain't crazy?
Oh!
Oh!
They don't have them anymore.
Whoa!
The
supposed
redo
to.
no longer has the Smeedy on the back?
All right, Doug. Looks like you got a limited edition one. Because there's only like 15 of those from that batch. So, Doug, you may have gotten a very limited edition one without the logo on the back. Why? Now I gotta check the rest of those. Why don't those have it? That's the only one out of the plastic bag. The rest are all still in plastic bags.
What are you doing, small dog?
Dude, he's passed out.
Bro.
He's passed out. All right, he's just chilling.
Right back.
He's just chilling. Been watching, but missing the chance to comment on the last upload. Tanner sending good vibes from Canada, dude. Super happy, impressed, stoked to see your SDS progress. Hey, appreciate it, dude. Mine doesn't have it. Doug, you got a very limited edition one because I have 5 more right here that apparently don't have it either. That's really weird. They're supposed to have it. I guess these are just very limited edition drive ones that don't have it now. That's weird. I didn't even know. Thank you for pointing that out. Now I gotta check all these other ones. Probably 650-ish. If you're looking for 650 horsepower, I would honestly suggest still going through Outfront. Jeremy down there is an awesome engine builder. If you tell him the exact amount of horsepower you want, he'll build you the engine to whatever specifications you're requesting. He'll overbuild it so that way you're getting reliability out of it as well. They're also a lot more affordable than Crawford, but if you are dead set on Crawford, whatever the cost of, you want 650 horsepower, realistically 650 horsepower, you're probably looking at maybe 18,000 if you're buying everything brand new. Roughly.
650?
Yeah, for 650. That's if you go rotated. Honestly, probably a little bit more. 22,000. It'll be close to what I spent on Karma when I went rotated. It'll be somewhere in that amount. Also, have a fun video coming for you guys at some point in the future. I don't quite know when yet. I spoke with the new owner of Karma yesterday. We were talking a little bit. The car's doing fantastic. We're going to do a video of Blue versus Karma at the drag strip. I know Blue will win, but I think it would be a fun video to do regardless.
Yeah.
Because he's moving down
to the brotherly rivalry.
Yeah, he's moving down to Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, oddly enough, he's moving to the city in Florida that the 05 STI was originally sold in 2004.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
What the hell?
He's moving to the same city it was originally sold in. He was like, it's going home. I was like, I guess it is.
He's moving there just for the car.
I was like, I guess it is going home. Should I drive 4 hours to get a brand new Tomei headers for $500 or buy different brand headers for $500? Get the Tomes. Matt has Tomes
Mm-hmm.
for mittens. Good headers. I
They
just
are
don't.
very nice looking.
I personally,
For not a crazy amount of price.
Personally, I just don't like the 3-bolt design on Tome. I don't like
Neither
3-bolt
do I.
pipes. That's the only thing I don't like. Thank you for your service, Tanner. Hey, appreciate the support, Morris. And first and last name, appreciate the support. What up, Tanner? Finally got alive again. LOL, congrats on the EG33 completion. Super proud of you, dude. That's a sick build. And stoked to know that you follow Chris. Yeah, Chris is dope, dude. You know Chris Bors? He's a YouTuber who lives down in California. He's big. He's like me, but for FRSs and BRZs.
I don't think so.
Except he does like show car style builds where they're all like wide body, like dope wheels and shit. Yeah. Super cool dude. When he had his WRX, him and I mean we still talk every now and then, but like I've got his phone number. I've called him, talked to him a couple times. Super chill dude. When we go down to California, are you going with for Subi Fest this year?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking the STI down there.
Really?
I'm gonna drive it down there. Because that will make for good videos. How long will my STI last in California before getting pulled over?
When is Subi Fest?
Let's find out because I don't even know.
Which car am I taking?
I don't. You're taking Chewy.
Chewy.
We have to take the most unreliable
Chewy,
cars.
You're going to have so many miles on you, Chewy. I'm sorry.
Matt just hit 230,000 miles on his Outback. Can we
did.
Can we get a congratulations to Matt in the chat? 230,000.
That ultra high mileage club.
Subi Fest 2022. Is that what year it is? Also, appreciate. I'm not even in the right chat window right now. There we go. Appreciate the dono, Kyle. That was an earlier one. Sorry, my chat's all over the place. Smillaman. Did I pronounce that right?
I can't.
Smillman. I did. Smilsman. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Deluxe sandwich, extra cheese. Appreciate the dono, my friend. Now I feel like I have to go get another Big Mac. It wasn't that good for my first Big Mac I've ever had. It really wasn't that good. September 18th, 2022 in San Bernardino, California. That gives me plenty of time to get the STI.
When is the 18th?
Ready.
What day?
It's a Sunday. I guarantee you it's probably a Sunday. Guarantee you it's probably a Sunday. Also, Kyle, appreciate the dono with the thumbs up, dude. And Trickit Brand, also appreciate the dono. Did you use Tefzel wiring and DR25 heat shrink? I don't know what Tefzel is, so I'm going to say no to that one. The DR25 heat shrink, I did use that. It's like dual wall, really good heat shrink with adhesive on the inside of it. Mm-hmm. It's really nice heat shrink. I was able to get some on Amazon. But yes, I did use the DR25 heat shrink. As for the Tefzel wiring, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to say no. You just had your first Big Mac? I did. It wasn't that good. It was kind of sad. September 18th, I can guarantee that. They always do it on Sunday.
Okay.
It's a Sunday. When is Big Northwest? Northwest.
I thought it's like August something.
This will be interesting at Dirtfish.
I know. Because everything's going to be like on the grass.
Which, I mean, I don't mind too much.
They do have that really dope. If you've been to Dirtfish, they have like that. It's like a big ass barn.
Yeah.
They park stuff in. That's kind of cool.
3-9. Oh, dude, we can almost get tickets for Dirtfish. At 8 a.m.?
That's weird.
My voice is so squeaky. What other ones are there? What, Midwest? Should we go to Midwest? Florida, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast?
Fun on a bun.
Where's Midwest at? Where's this one? Illinois. Let's go to this one. July? That's going to be hot. I have no AC. I have no AC in my car in that one. That would be really spicy. Hi from... I can't even pronounce the city. We're going to say South Australia. Sick build, bro. Appreciate it, Carl.
Where's Wicked Big? Is that in...
Wicked Big Meat? That is...
The one that's in, like, Maine?
Northeast. Yeah, this is the one in
Connecticut?
Maine. This one's in Connecticut or Maine? Connecticut.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to go there, but honestly, I don't have the money to be able to try to go out there.
I would be putting 6,000 miles on my car.
I don't care so much about putting the mileage on my car. Like, I wouldn't care about the mileage.
I do as I get up closer to 300,000.
Why?
Because then I'm sitting there, like, really high.
Why? The only thing on that car that still has 300,000 is the frame rails.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know, it's just a number.
It's just a number.
It's hard to look at sometimes.
You get a standalone with a digital dash, and you don't got to look at it anymore.
My dash.
Just don't look at it
There's a guy that came in and he was like, "Can you guys reset my dash? Because I just put a new engine in it." We're like, that's not how.
No,
that's
you,
not how this works.
We legally cannot do that.
That's not how this works, sir.
Oh my god, my voice is so
Cannot do
squeaky
that.
still. Tanner, I'm a disabled vet. I can't travel far, but hope the STI makes its way to Houston. Maybe one day we can make it down to Texas. I would like to go to Texas 2K, but probably not till next year.
I mean, we could just move to Texas.
We have been tossing around the idea of moving to like Arizona or Texas in the future.
It's tired of the cold and the rain.
It's just the rain, man. It's so hard to film videos when it's raining all the time. Because you don't want to get your very expensive camera soaking wet. Yeah. That's number one.
There's not a lot of. I mean, even though the camera's like for the most part waterproof,
they're weatherproof.
Like the dead cat, if it was all soaked.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to talk.
Well, even that, like working outside in the cold, wet rain, sucks.
Yeah, like for the video I've been shooting right now, I've had to change clothes like 8 times.
Sorry, man. So. Any downside from converting to a bellow flex pipe instead of the traditional style flex pipe? Bellow is the style in your header. I mean, I don't see any, like, whatever your cup of tea is, I don't see any preference over one or the other. Like, the flex pipes, like in a normal Grim Speed Up pipe, something along those lines, I've never had issues with those. I've also never had issues with bellows either, though.
I want to say the normal flex pipes have some form of that anyways.
Yeah.
Like...
Go to Texas 2K, rent a motorhome and trailer, and send it. We'll be down there next year for Texas 2K. I want to get some seat time in with the STI this year. Get it dialed in. It still needs a full cage at some point because I don't know.
It's expensive.
It's like $8,000 for a full cage. I also don't know what the car will run in a quarter mile. And it's also not about what the car can run, but it's what I can do also. Like I said, I have done.
Last thing you want is the car getting away from you and crashing it.
Exactly.
You gotta learn
that. I've done like street racing a long time ago. Like obviously most of us have. When we were younger, you street race. It's whatever. We all have done it. But like that versus being on a prepped track, two totally different things.
Yeah. Totally different things.
So I need to get familiar and comfortable with the car. But next year I would love to take it down to Texas 2K and see what it would do for funsies, obviously. When did squeakers from Toy Story 2 start working for Smedia? I know, right? Jose, question for you, my dude. Genuine question here. What's with the phenolic spacers you got going on? I gotta know. We're curious. Both Matt and I, we're both curious. I personally have not seen anybody do this before, and I'm very curious on what you got going on over there. Also, Ravenchild, appreciate the dono, man. Sitting with my Spark Silver Metallic Hatch wheel shape and color ideas. Honestly, I had the 57 DRs on my old Spark Silver Hatch. I liked it. I liked it. I might throw like some throwback photos up today of my old Subarus. I liked it.
A lot.
The 57 DRs look good on there. I had the Spark Silver with the black wheels, 10 out of 10 on that one. But I mean, what's your budget on wheels, Ravenchild? What you got going on? Also, Jesse, appreciate the dono, dude. Love all the work you have been doing. Keep it up. If you still need spacers for the 17, I have set a 20mm parent I'm not using. I got a set ordered. They'll be here Tuesday, which is totally fine because that means I can go work on the Evo tomorrow. The spacers will come in Tuesday, and then we can go drive it on Tuesday. Pending weather, because we can't drive the STI in heavy rain right now, obviously, because there's a fat hole in the headlight, up until my new headlights come in. So I appreciate it, though, man. Appreciate the dono, too. Also, Cole, appreciate the dono, man. Dude, I just choked on my spit. A good in-between for not wanting too much heat and cold, but also not humid is southern Utah. Southern Utah. Is that by, like, Arizona?
Nevada.
Is it Nevada, Utah?
Utah.
We could go to Las Vegas. I like Las Vegas.
Pull up a map of the United States.
Pull up a map? We need to see a map.
Let's look at this.
Google Maps.
You see that panhandle, man?
Google Maps.
It's above.
Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's next to Nevada.
Yeah.
Southern Utah, though, so I'm guessing, like, St. George area. Oh, no, there's stuff over
Kanab.
there. Look at that.
Big Water.
Big Water.
I live in Big Water.
Oh, look at that, though. That's kind of cool.
That does look cool.
Look at Big Water. Is that ice? That's big ice.
No, that's not ice.
That's ice.
No, that's like when water has like irrigated and changed the look of the land.
They got dinosaurs.
They do have dinosaurs. I thought those were extinct.
Dude, they legit have dinosaurs there.
Why such a skull?
We don't have dinosaurs.
You know, now I'm interested.
This would actually be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
To be honest, like everyone, like people who come to Washington and they visit, they're like, "Oh my god, it's so beautiful, it's so nice, it's so cool."
Be here forever.
Until you live here, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, I hate this place. It's just wet all the time." Like in the summertime, it's nice.
Yeah.
Like I like it in the summertime, but
I mean, even in the summer, sometimes it's not.
Well, the summer it's hot. This wouldn't be much better in the summer though.
No.
It'd be cool though. Like this would
That
be
looks
cool.
cool.
This is cool. I'd be about this. I'm down for the desert. I am down for the desert. Let's do the desert. David! Appreciate the dono, man. Do you have an opinion on the Mach V? It's Mach 5. Is it Mach V or Mach 5? I don't remember.
Mach 5.
Wicked awesome wheels. Oh, I don't even know what those are now. I gotta go look. The
I've heard good things
Mach
about
V.
them. I mean, they're designed specifically for the car.
Wicked awesome wheels. These?
Yeah.
These?
Yeah, they like came out with their own line that's all designed for the exact specs and stuff.
Can I be honest?
They look pretty.
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't like
Blank.
them. I don't like them. They're boring. They're 5-spoke. You like 5-spoke. I don't like 5-spoke wheels. 5-spoke wheels remind me of Patrick Starr.
I think my main thing is if you're trying to kind of get a wheel that would fit well and be light enough for like track use.
Like I don't think they look
That's kind of the whole
bad.
purpose of those wheels.
I don't think they look bad. I just personally wouldn't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, you've seen the wheels that I tend to buy. So like it's gonna come down to taste. It's really gonna come down to taste. For me, it's not a. I don't know. I order a lot of stuff from these guys. They have some cool. They have a lot of like one-off
They're
parts.
the same people as Fast WX.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying they have a lot of one-off parts that you need.
Yeah.
Great company. I'm just not a huge fan of the wheel. We suggest
make
265 or 275 with tire.
I think they make a different type of wheel too.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't remember what it is though. Look up their wheels.
Should I just go to Fast WX or I could just stay on here, I guess. Wheels.
Not Rotas.
Broda grids.
Oh, go down. They should have
Rota
more
Titan.
Mach 5s. The Crucial.
Mach 5. T-Force. That's the only Mach 5 I see.
There's one right here too. It's like a multi-spoke. It's kind of same thing.
I don't
though.
like
It's
how the spoke comes all the way to the face.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like, is how the spoke comes all the way to the face. Are you going to fabricate an under tray? Hey, appreciate the dono, by the way. Yes, we will fabricate an under tray for the STI because that is something that I was debating on earlier. To be honest, I will probably just do it in the garage. I'll probably just get a big piece of aluminum sheet. I want to buy a little mini brake form.
I was gonna say you can just trace it with cardboard.
Mm-hmm. Or we can just trace it with cardboard, figure out our bends. I want to get a little mini brake form. Whether I keep it in the shop or whether I keep it in the garage, whatever one, because you'll use a brake form too. I foresee. So a brake form would be something cool to have. But yes, we will be getting an under tray for the STI because that is something that is going to be necessary. Is multi-lug wheels a sin? Because I have sinned and I regret nothing. I don't think they're a sin.
Like where they have multiple.
Yeah, where it's 5x100, 5x114. Like some work wheels come in 5x100, 5x114. And those are, work is considered like a higher end brand.
Even like Volks.
Volks, yeah, there's some Volks that are cross drilled too.
The CE28s.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with multi bolt pattern wheels. I don't see anything wrong with them. No. Maybe I'm a snob. I don't care, but I'd rather have the brand name wheel. I think it depends on the wheel. Mm-hmm. Like personally, I think it depends on the wheel. And it really depends on the design of the wheel that you want, the budget that you're working with. Because I mean, to be honest, like you know how many people have told me to get TE37s? You know how way outside my budget TE37s are? Way outside. I cannot like.
Yeah, and depending on what you're doing with the car, like I would maybe make some exceptions on that if like you're tracking the car and that's its sole purpose.
If it's a drift car, you want cheap wheels.
Yeah, one wheel fits into the specs and the light, like the weight and everything like that you want in a wheel, then you may not give a shit about how it looks as much.
Yeah, I mean people who are just like I said, drift cars. They break wheels all the time. There's no point in going out and buying.
Always get like the add-on.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with it. There's no sense in spending $800 per wheel when you're going to destroy them. Yeah. Like I don't know. I think it really comes down to the application. Sean, appreciate the dono, man. I love Southeast Wisconsin. Doesn't Wisconsin get a lot of snow? Everyone is nice. Everyone is nice summers, fun snowy winters. Yeah, but see, I don't like snow.
Road America.
I'm not a snow dude. Like, snow's fun for a day, and that's it. Then I'm over snow.
Yeah.
I'm not a big snow dude. When you buy wheels, do they come in a set of 4 or do they come as individual? Sometimes they're priced as a set of 4. Sometimes they're priced in an individual. So it really depends on the wheel. Just make sure that you're reading the description. Yeah, which is a problem I have when I buy shit. I don't read the description. I just buy it. I look at the picture. I'm like, I want it, and then I buy it.
Why only one of these show up?
Yeah, I like 5s or 9, 10 spoke. I like 9. I like odd numbers for spokes.
I like odd numbers with odd lugs.
Odd and odd.
Yeah.
I feel that. I
like multiples.
TE37s are way expensive, but you have Graham's version of the same wheel for less money, and they're both Rays. That's true. Like, Rays makes fantastic wheels as well, but like I said, it comes down to
Rays makes a ton of wheels.
Well, it comes down to style preference also. Like, there's not a whole lot of wheels by Rays that I like personally would buy and like enough to buy. So I mean, like I said, it comes down to, like, personally for me, like, one of my favorite wheels is the D9R.
Yeah.
Like, that is my.
They have their whole.
And some people hate those wheels.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, it all comes down to styling and what you prefer.
For some reason, I used to really like the Advan, the 3 spokes, and then I grew out of it.
You know what wheels I really want, but I really can't afford. Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. I'm gonna pull these up real quick.
This is an Advan?
No. I fucking love these wheels. You can look now. I want these so bad.
The Regamaster?
I love these.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
These are by far one of my favorite wheels that are, like, these look good. And they are by far one of the most expensive wheels I have seen. Well, I guess they're not that. That's for 18 by 9. Is that it? No, it's 1552. I was about to say, that's a cheap Regamaster right there.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Regamaster Evo wheels. How much are these? They're not cheap. I know that much. Oh, that's a lot.
That's a set of 4?
That's a
It's 16. Go to an actual, like, size we would run.
18 by 9.5 plus 35 in gloss white is probably what I would do. $2,300.
That's it?
All wheel sizes come in 16 by 7 plus 38. Pricing is set of 4 wheels, includes 4 Evo spoke and 8 lip stickers. So if I add these to my car in that size...
Wait, all wheel sizes...
That's why I'm confused. If I just added
come
this...
in 16 by 7 plus 38.
Yeah, why does this say all... That's not... No.
I'm not a 16.
I am getting Enki PFO5s for my Blaubai. Those are... Enki PFO5s are cool wheels too. I like those ones. 16 inch. Do I need to specify 18 inch right here? 18 inches. Woo! Shit! I can't do shit, dude. My whole voice is gone. Here it is in 18s. No, it's not, because all 18s are gone. Just kidding. 18 by 9.5 plus 22. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, there you go.
3,000.
That looks about more right for what I've seen for Regamasters. These things are expensive.
Those are like the perfect 5-spoke.
They are beautiful. And there's reps of them, like the 1552s and things like that. But like OG Regamaster Evos are, they're money, man. Dude, yes, love Regamasters. Yo, Desmond Regamasters are sick. One day I'll have Regamasters. Not today and not tomorrow, but one day. Choose with white Desmond sticker. I feel like I'd have to do the red. Black would be cool.
They just look great like that, yeah.
They do. I don't know. The red looks really good. I don't know. I like them. I love them. I'm going completely out of the box in XXR 18 by 8.5. Purple! Purple wheels are cool. I've seen there's a Honda that rolls around here on purple wheels. They don't look bad at all. Do you really need forged wheels for daily driving? Not at all. No. Heck no. Heck no, you don't. I don't have any forged wheels. None of the wheels I own are forged. None of them.
I don't think mine are either.
No. I don't know.
Mine are flow formed.
My cone eggs are flow formed for the Evo. The emotions for the STI are flow formed also.
I want to see my wet sports are flow formed.
The OEM BRZ wheels, I'm pretty sure are cast. I'm pretty sure those are cast wheels. Yeah. Gravity cast. But no, by all means, no, you do not need forged wheels for daily driving. 9 out of 10 times, you do not need forged wheels at all. No. Like, to be honest, like, unless you're trying to shave as much weight and get as much strength out of a wheel as you can, there's no need. You just don't need it. Like, yeah, forged wheels are awesome. It's cool to say you got forged wheels, but at the end of the day...
And even shaving weight, like...
Like, yeah, it's rotational mass, and you are reducing rotational mass by having a
dude,
forged
my
wheel, but...
18 by...
But see, here's the thing.
Like 17
Here's the
pounds.
thing. 9.5 out of 10 cars that are buying wheels are not buying a specific wheel to push their car that much further where they need to shave 2 pounds off per wheel.
No.
There is no. It's just no. Also, Paladin, appreciate the dono, dude. The 06 to 07 BBS are forged. They are. Yes, those ones are. The 04 to 07 BBS, the 11 to 14, and they might be 08 to 14 BBS wheels also are. And the newer 15 plus STI BBS wheels are also forged. You know, that is one thing that I found odd, is Subaru uses BBS wheels, and BBS is a European company.
Mm-hmm.
BBS makes my favorite OEM wheels ever. Like 10 out of 10. They look the best for OEM wheels.
Yeah.
Like the ones that I had on the 17 STI, the OEM BBS ones, I legit bought BBS center caps, and it changed that, like, it made the wheel look that much better. Just by swapping this STI out for the BBS one.
BBS.
Dude, they look good. They're BBS wheels, so I mean, you could put a BBS center cap on it. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Personal preference. What are your opinions on Option Lab? I feel like they're a really overplayed wheel now. I feel like a lot of people run Option Labs nowadays, which I get it. They're affordable wheels. They look good. I just feel like it's a wheel that you see on a lot of cars, and that's because it's an affordable wheel now. Tricky Barn, also appreciate the dono, dude. I've been hunting down an idle issue causing Hana to run very rich during idle, plus 25. It is pro-tuned on flex fuel. A shop I discovered was shady, proved useless as a second set of eyes. Where would you look? If it were me, I mean, I've got a handful of tuners that I personally work with. Josh, Surgeline, depending on the car that I'm working on. I would try to locate a tuner, whether it's an e-tuner or a pro tuner in your area that is reputable. The way that I personally weed out tuners is if they won't hold a conversation with me or answer the questions that I have for them. And I get it. Tuners are busy. They're busy people. But if you're not going to spend the time to answer my questions, it kind of shows that, like, you're not going to spend the time, like...
Yeah, you're probably not going to engage with me.
Yeah, you're not going to talk to me. And that's one reason why I really liked Surgeline and why I kept going back to Surgeline. Like, obviously, I can't bring my cars there anymore because none of them are... They won't tune them. But when I did go to Surgeline, that's one thing that I really liked about Chris down there, is that he would give me updates on how the tune's going. He would come out. He'd be like, all right, here's how things are looking right now. Do you want to keep pushing it? Do you want me to stop? What do you want out of the car? And he's upfront with you, too. He's like, all right, here's how I feel about the situation.
That's why I've always liked Eric at PRE.
Yeah.
I mean, I was friends with Eric before he was a tuner.
Yeah. Were you?
Yeah.
Oh. How'd you?
It's all neon shit, dude.
Really?
I don't know. All the neon kids just, for some reason, went and did different things and dropped their neons. And yeah.
It's all right.
That's how I know Kyle, too.
Honestly, I would try to find a legit tuner who's willing to work with you. If they won't hold a conversation with you or they won't genuinely talk to you about the issues with the car, I would try to find someone else. Like, that's why for me, like, I love Chris at Surgeline. Chris at Surgeline is awesome. Like, he's honestly a fantastic tuner for what he does. He does a lot of Subaru stuff. I don't even think he owns a Subaru. He has a GTIR, a Pulsar. Really cool Pulsar. But I would say, honestly, try to find a tuner that will work with you on that stuff. Too many times have I tried to talk to tuner. Like, I've called shops to try to talk to their tuners, and if the tuner won't even talk to me about, like, some of the questions I have or some of the issues I'm trying to bring up, I'll find someone else. Like, I understand they're busy, but, like,
especially when you have
if I'm spending this much money with you and
complex tune,
and I'm trusting you with my car, I would at least expect some, I guess, mutual respect back to at least answer my questions.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it. Quick question, bro. To get a fairly new Subaru, what do you suggest? The WRX or STI from 2018 and newer? Cody, what are you going to be doing with the car, man? Because it really comes down to that. If it's just a daily driver, I'd say get the WRX. Save yourself a little bit of money, unless you really just want the STI. If you plan on making anything above 450 wheel horsepower, get the STI. If you plan on doing track driving, get the STI. Personal take on that one. Like, I've had 3 FA20 WRXs. Do you remember all 3 of them? I had that black one I bought from your work. I had the silver one and the gray one. Mm-hmm. I've had 3 of these things. They're fun cars. They're fantastic. I like FA20 WRXs. Would I buy another one? No.
Did you have all those cars in one year?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, that all happened so fast.
Yes.
And the original Subaru, the Bug Eye.
Yeah, the Bug Eye. I miss my Bug Eye. My Bug Eye was so much fun.
Dope.
That Bug Eye was a trooper. I really like the 2 liters.
Yeah.
But
I put this thing.
there's not a whole lot of parts for 2 liters out there. I really want a set of Nismo LMG T4s. Those look so good. Those are also very expensive wheels.
Yeah.
Those things are stupid expensive. If the shop won't talk to you about troubleshooting your ideas, they just want money. That is, I will say that is true to an extent. To an extent, yeah, I will agree with that. If the tuner won't talk to me, I'm out. You don't care about the customer. That's also very true. Like, I'm trusting you with my car that I've just invested thousands of dollars in. You won't take 5 minutes to answer my questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting some money into it for sure. Cody, what are you going to be doing with it, though, my friend? Isn't the guy who tuned my WRX channel car the best tuner in Washington? Josh? I don't know. Like, saying someone is the best tuner is... I feel like that's a very subjective way to describe someone. There's a lot of fantastic tuners. It really comes down to what you want out of the car. Every tuner is going to be different for what you want out of your car. You want somebody who's going to make you some power and you're going to have fun with it. And it'll be reliable. 100%. Josh, way to go. I like Josh. Josh has tuned multiple cars for me. He's tuning my... I trust him. I trust Josh enough to tune my cars. He's tuning my 17 STI with the EG swap in it. Chris is another fantastic tuner. He's down in Portland, though, but I just consider all of Portland, Washington, just all the same area.
Close enough.
Very fantastic tuner who does a lot of... He only does cob tuning. And if you're doing basic bolt-ons, I would say go to Surgeline. If you're using like cob parts, Grim Speed, things of that nature, go to PRE, go to Surgeline, go to English Racing. Even though English Racing is more Evo stuff, they'll still do Subarus of that nature. If you're doing something that's a lot more high horsepower application, I would 100% go to Josh any day of the week. I trust Josh with that stuff. That's Josh's bread and butter is high horsepower cars like that. So it really comes down to like what your setup is. Your setup's going to dictate your tuner. That's how I like to think about it. Question, Tanner. I pressed the gas in my 2018 STI and I hear liquid flowing. Any idea what it might be? It's probably the gas flowing through your fuel lines, to be honest, because in your 18 STI, the fuel lines run inside of the car. If you're sitting in the driver's seat, your fuel lines are right down by where your left foot would be, under the carpet. All your fuel lines run through the car. If you're hearing it, though, that would probably concern me because you shouldn't be hearing it, but that's the closest spot where you would be hearing fuel flowing.
I think it depends on where he's hearing it at.
Yeah, where are you hearing it at?
Where are you hearing it at? When does it? How long does it happen? What's kind of the frequency of it?
Because in my mind, it's like the closest place that you'd hear fuel flowing.
I mean, I've heard like heater cores make weird noise, and as you're getting everything spinning up at higher RPMs, you can have like a bubble in your heater core.
The STI makes a lot of weird noises.
For like burbling.
Yeah.
From it. So.
Did you some courses through HPA Academy? If yes, are they good? Yes. So we actually work with Horsepower Academy. It's funny because Matt bought all of Horsepower Academy's courses.
I paid $2,000.
Matt bought all the courses, and then HPA reached out to me like 2 days later, something like that. So both of us have full...
I think it was my doing, man.
It could have been.
I think as soon as they saw that, they were like, you know what?
This
kid knows this kid. Let's give this kid a deal to make this kid feel stupid.
HPA,
a shirt, though.
HPA is honestly, it's a really good resource for those of you that do want to do all of your own learning on there. There are codes in some of the videos to HPA classes if you guys do want to go through those and take classes. And you can ask Matt. Matt bought all the courses. I got them, so obviously some people might think my answer is biased, but I really think that these are really good classes from somebody who actually paid for them.
I paid $2,000 for the entire suite. Yeah. No, they're all good. They have a bunch of really good information on there. They also have like the webinar things. So if there's like certain
and forums.
Yeah, they have forums and webinars. So the webinars discuss like really intricate, interesting type things you may encounter. And then the forums, you can literally ask any question you want, and there is like an entire community of people learning how to engine build, tune, fabricate now. They just came out with a fabrication course, so that's sweet. I'm looking at taking that. But yeah, there's a lot of good
They're honestly really, really chill dudes. If you guys have seen their ads or anything like that, like I've met with Andre, Taz, and some of the other people from the HPA team, and they're all super chill people also. If you guys are debating or you do want to learn stuff, and you don't have to buy their whole course suite either. If you're just looking for a specific class that you want, you can buy the individual classes too. But yeah, HPA, all that stuff, if you guys are looking for that, I recommend it. I like going through it. It's broken down in a very user-friendly way where you can understand it. Flowing or sloshing sound. I don't know. Oh, that was Extreme Wheeler asking. Tailored tuning. He does some of the tunes for Josh. I've heard of tailored tuning. I have no experience with them. I don't know who's tuning for tailored tuning. I've seen some Instagram posts from tailored tuning. I just don't know who tailored tuning is. Also, Vinny, appreciate the dono, man. What's up, man? Which set do you think would look better, the Gramlite 57 Extreme or the 57 DR in external blue pearl? Having trouble deciding. Personally, I would get the 57 Extremes. If it were me, I would get the 57.
I can't currently think of the difference between the two.
Here, I'll pull them up. I'll pull them up just for you, man.
I love Gramlites, but
50s.
they have a lot of different styles of like the same wheel.
You know what the 57 DR looks like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the 57 Extreme. 57 Extreme. This guy here. 57 DR. This guy. 57 DR. 57 Extreme.
I mean, personally,
you would take the DR, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would.
It's
take
weird
the
for me to say that I like
that's a 6
thicker
spoke.
spokes.
That's a 6 spoke.
When I have wed sports on my car.
You don't like even spokes, and that's a 6 spoke.
I know, it's weird.
Oh my god. Personally, I would take the 57 Extremes.
That just reminds me of like the old school Grand Lights I used to see in the day.
Matt would take the 57 DRs. I would take the 57 Extremes. But for you, it's honestly, whatever you prefer. I would definitely go with the 57 Extremes if it were I. If it were me. Boys, he's about to end the stream. Calling it now. Why? Does Doug want me to end the stream? Dude, you woke up the small dog. You woke him up. HPA is pretty legit. Jimmy Oaks did their classes, and look what he's doing. Honestly, they are really good classes, you guys. The car is bone stock. I'm not sure. I give it enough gas, but I'm not sure. He's not sure where the fueling sounds are coming from. Oh my gosh. That's what I've been leaning on. Is it too late to do an AOS if you wait till after your warranty expires? No. No, you can do an AOS at any point. You can do an AOS.
Regardless, it will help with blow-by, and you won't get all that oil buildup in the front of your turbo like me.
Yeah, that's true. Matt used to have, and what I'm about to say, I don't want it to sound like I'm knocking on Grimspeed or anything like that, because Grimspeed makes really great products, but their AOS is trash. Matt used to have their AOS on their car, and all it does is push oil back in the intake track. And it's just like that's the one that I suggest, like, whatever you do, don't get that one. Save up your money, get the IAG. Well worth it. Like, at this point, I don't even say buy a different one. Just buy the IAG. Do it right the first time. Just buy the IAG one. But no, there's no point if your car's already blown up, then it might be too late at that point. But you're gonna have to rebuild it and put it back in. You're gonna need one anyways, right?
Yeah. It's never too late.
Never too late. The 57 DR is exactly like Volk TE37 I was talking about. I used to have the 57 DR. I used to have that exact wheel, the 57 DR. That was on my hat.
In bronze?
Mine was black. Mine were black. Taylor and John Paul work together. John Paus. Okay, John. I think John is the one at Taylor Tuning. I don't know. Love from Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago? Did I pronounce that one right? Tobago? So hyped on the first start and can't wait for some poles. Same, dude. Those poles are going to be gnarly in that STI. We're going to have to wear earplugs or headphones or something. It's going to be stupid loud. I'm hearing the liquid when I start the car and sometimes after I press the gas, and it's very faint. But where's the sound? Can you pinpoint?
The liquid noise when you first turn the car on is probably at priming the lines.
Yeah.
Up to your rails. That shouldn't really be a thing when you're on it. Are you okay?
My contact just moved, man.
I thought you were having a stroke.
No, man, my contact just moved off my eye.
It's like, I don't know how to end this stream if you die. We're going to sit here a while.
Ah!
Are you good?
Ah! No, I'm not good. If you ever wear anyone in here wear contacts and like a contact like freaks out sometimes and like works its way back.
It rolls up on the back of your eye, and then you're like, ah!
You gotta like pull it back down.
I hate having bad eyes. People with perfect eyes suck.
Don't cross streams. Never cross streams. I never want you to end it, but it's almost an hour and a half. I know it. I've seen that. It's been an hour and 26 minutes. I see it. I see it. I'll probably end it here shortly. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I want to chill tonight, play some Minecraft or something, relax a little bit. For a little bit, at least. IG AOS or the Killer B AOS. Either one is great. Either one's great. Either one. Cheers for answering my questions, bro, about HPA. Been considering doing some, but don't know if they were any good. I like it. I'm a panel beater by trade and building a V8 STI. Ooh, building a version 8 STI, but using an Easy 30. Ooh,
that'll be sweet.
That'll be sweet. I'm about it right there. First start sounded fierce, man. Can you guys pick a number 1 to 50 for me? I picked 27.
43.
43 and 27. Split the difference. I don't know what that is. What's 47 plus 23? 50, 60, 70, 35.
You said 20. I said 43.
Yeah, what's 27 plus 43? 27.
Like 60.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah, so split the
70
difference is 35.
35.
So 35 is the number.
For what?
I don't know. We just said pick a number between 1 and 50, so we
35.
picked 35 was our average. I have perfect eyes, Matt. Deal with it. Yeah, that's why I got LASIK. Why is everyone rubbing it in our face that we can't see?
You.
Like, we are blind.
I can't see shit without glasses on.
Without glasses or
and
contacts,
I wear
blind.
my contacts for months on end, which is why I don't have any anymore, because Walmart won't give me any, because I have to renew my prescription, but I have my whole stupid work schedule that doesn't work around Walmart.
Walmart's open 24/7.
So riddle me that.
They're literally open 24/7.
Not their eye-seeing shit.
Oh. Just go to Fred Meyer.
Optometrist or whatever it's called.
How are you going to go about getting mufflers? I will buy one and then put it on the mid-pipe.
Does Vibrant make 4-inch?
I don't
4-inch
know.
in, 4-inch
That is
out?
something that I was curious about is mufflers. Vibrant.
This is a fun way
4-inch.
for us to not in the
Resonator.
stream yet. We can look at random things.
Do they make a 4-inch? That's a 3-inch. I need a 4-inch.
That's ultra quiet. So go with
4-inch.
That's going to be the 4-inch tip. It's a TPV.
I don't need a 4-inch tip. I need a 4-inch resonator.
Oh no, that's right. That was 4-inch inlet, 4-inch out.
Is it?
Yeah.
Universal mufflers.
4-inch in, 4-inch out.
Muffler TPV rounded stainless steel polished turbo style 4-inch in center inlet 4-inch
And that's
out.
a special order. Do you remember how long it took me to get my muffler?
Yeah. Where did you order that?
I think
from?
it was like
Summit.
I ordered it from Vibrant.
Oh, that was your problem.
Yeah.
I want a resonator though.
That took
I want a
7
resonator.
months.
Jeez, Timothy, appreciate the dono, dude. Combining what y'all picked, 70. Jeez, I appreciate the dono, dude. That's wild. You should have divided it by 2. Now I feel bad. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. That's gonna go towards the tires on the STI. I have to go buy tires on Tuesday. Tires are expensive. Have you guys looked at the price of tires recently?
They are going up.
I know. My voice got really squeaky when I saw that. Jeez. We could do a musical together.
Nobody would watch it.
No, I'd watch it. Thank you, Timothy. Appreciate it, dude. Also, Sean, appreciate the dono, man. Besides the piston rings, what do the RA motors have different than the older ones? Because I hear RA you can do intake and downpipe, but non-RA you can only do... to my knowledge, that is not true. The differences between the RA and the non-RA is, well, now that I found my 4-inch muffler, I can get off this, or my 4-inch muffler, I can get off that screen. The piston design itself is a little bit different. The wrist pin has been pushed up a little bit, I believe, from what I saw last. Piston ring gap is different. Aside from that, everything else is same. The whole thing with the intake downpipe, it doesn't stem from whether it's an RA or a non-RA. That's an issue with the fueling system. The stock fuel injectors and the stock fuel pump and the fuel pressure regulator just aren't fully able to support the benefits that you'd see from an intake and a downpipe. Now, can you do an intake and a downpipe together on a 15 plus STI? Yes, you can. Will you need a custom tune? Yes, you will. Are you going to get the benefits of running an intake and a downpipe on stock fuel system? No, you will get, it's just not worth it. You're better off just getting an intake or a downpipe and doing a custom tune than you are doing both on the stock fuel system, because what's going to happen is they're going to have to handicap the car because your fuel system or your fuel injector duty cycle will not be able to keep up with the amount of fuel that the car needs and can potentially cause your car to run lean. Lean running cars at high RPM is a big no-no. It's a big no-no. So, I mean, you're going to see people on Facebook, can you do it? Technically, yes, you can. Should you do it? No, you shouldn't. That's my 2 cents on it. You got anything to add on that? You got anything to change?
No.
Tanner, you need to hit up Turn 14 and get some dealer access. I debated it, but you need I debated getting Turn 14 access and selling parts on the website, but I don't know yet. It's an idea I've been playing around with. I just haven't gone full send with it yet.
You have to do a lot. You need like a storefront.
You don't need a storefront if you have an online store.
Oh, really?
If you can have a storefront or an online store, which is why we would sell parts on this media website. It would probably be like very specific parts that I would sell if we did do it, like engine building. It would all be like performance-based parts or something along those lines. But like Tanner's personal pick for parts or something. I don't know. I've debated it. It's a lot of time that I don't have right now to pump into it. But maybe sometime in the future. Amount of time and stress your videos have saved me is so worth it. Hey, I appreciate it, Timothy, man. Thank you again, dude. What tires are you getting? I was looking at the Michelin PS4S. Is one of the tires I was looking at. I was also looking at the tires that Matt has. What is it? The DW Continental Extreme Summers or something?
Extreme Contact Sport.
Those. I was looking at those also. So we'll see. I don't know. There's like 2 or 3 tires I've been looking at. I was looking at the Toyo R888Rs, but I can't justify that tire. It's a very expensive tire for a tire that you don't get a lot of life out of. Like you don't get
pretty much a slick.
It is. It's a slick. It's pretty much just a slick. Yeah. Have you bled your cooling system? Yes, I have, Mr. Bearded Blobeye. Yes, I have. It was kind of messy. Matt burnt his hand doing it.
He did do it.
He did do it.
That hurt.
Gonna go move my OEM header Honda and wake up all the neighbors. If you end the stream when I'm gone, thanks for the stream, Matt and Tanner. Don't wake up the neighbors too much. If you want, I'll go start the STI to wake up all the neighbors too. I'm joking. They'd be so pissed. Tanner, it sounds like the liquid noise is coming from behind the steering wheel, starting after installing the IG AOS Street Series no codes. I would say coolant. I would say coolant. You're probably just hearing coolant move through the system, to be honest. Because the only 2 fluids that you should be able to hear in there are coolant flowing and fuel. If your fuel system's loud as all hell, and even my fuel system's loud as all hell, and I can't even hear it. So I'm saying it's probably coolant related. It's probably not necessarily a bad thing. Like unless you're saying
maybe re-burp your coolant after doing the AOS.
I mean, you could try re-burping it if you need to. But even that, I wouldn't think that.
Shouldn't really cause any issues.
No, I mean, shouldn't. Like I can hear coolant moving through my car, but then again, my car's a little bit of a different story. I would try burping the coolant system again and seeing if that helps. The DWS 06 do amazing. They have. That's what I ran on Karma and the old VRZ. On snow, ice, and been doing great on all my rear-wheel drive vehicles. Doing them when 10 out of 10. I like the DWS 06. I've used them on a lot of cars. Matt's used them on a lot of cars also. They're fantastic tires. Mel has them on her GTI too. Like that's our go-to tire in this household.
It legit is for like a all season.
Yeah.
Throw anything at it and it works fine.
Yeah, they're fantastic tires. Congrats on getting the STI running. Finally. Yes, dude. Hey, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. Heater core, like I said earlier. Heater core! Bleed that thing again. Vote for Continental tires. I have them, and they are nice. They are nice. I do like my Continentals. They're fantastic tires. But my voice is starting to go out even more, you guys, so I am going to be jumping off. I got an Evo video is going to be the next one that you guys see on Tuesday because I'm going over to the shop tomorrow to go do the Evo stuff. Our wheel spacers come in Tuesday for the STI, so that way we can go drive it for the first time then. Very excited to get it on the road. We're just going to be staying in the neighborhood for right now because, A, my tabs are still 2 years expired. And we still got to work out the tune a little bit more, but we're going to be driving that thing. It's going to be going to the dyno in probably about a month and a half or so. Tanner and Matt, favorite beer? Last lightning round question. I'm going to go
Stella.
Heffenweiser. All right, cool. Now we've gotten that out of the way. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Evo videos, the next one coming out. We're going to start getting that Evo back on the road. I will go drink some tea. I don't even think we have any tea, but I'll go see what I can do. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate everyone swinging through. Appreciate the donos. And peace out, homies. This is going to be a really bad move. I can't do my throat so bad.